guys, what is up? This is GalacticElliot bringing you guys some more of the P4G Season 3 week number 4. Your 2-1 Chicago Cubchoos are going against LynxForte and the South Florida Bulus. LynxForte is actually a really cool guy. He does lots of dock work for the leagues that I'm in, and also I battled him last season, and this man actually had an epic battle with me. I believe he ended up beating me because of his electivire just going ham, and it was a very tough battle to win, actually. He's a good battler, and he is 0-3 currently this season, but I know what he's capable of, and I don't really mind if I end up losing these games, honestly. Like I've been telling you guys before, this is the P4G where Tier 3 and below Pokemon are the only Pokemon that you can have. No Megas involved in this league either. And, you know, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to just bring in some heat, bring in some cool stuff, and just have a good time overall. So, if you guys are all about having good times and, you know, using some heat sets and just overall having a good time, then you're in the right place. Either way, our team this week is Articuno, Configurigus, Licky, Sarina, Darmanitan, and Tyrantrum. LynxForte's team is Crocodile, Jellicent, Typhlosion, Fracture, Comfey, Medicham, Explode, Magneton, Tangela, Anorith, and Electric. So, with this team, it's very knock-off week. So that's one thing to note. The 6 Pokemon that I predicted to bring, though, will be Crocodile, Jellicent, Typhlosion, Fracture, Comfey, and Medicham. I think he's going to be wanting to take advantage of bringing both Comfey and bringing Fracture just because I don't have any, you know, I don't have any like steel types to really mess with them, so I don't really see a reason for him not bring either or. Also, because Comfey has Defog and Comfey is very bulky and whatnot. One thing with this team is that he doesn't have a lot of hazard setters, nor does he have a lot of hazard removal, so he does have to rely on Defog on either if he brings Anorith or if he ends up bringing Comfey. So he's gonna bring one of the two for hazard removal, and Crocodile is his only hazard setter if he doesn't bring Anorith. If he brings Anorith, we already know it's gonna be hazard setting and hazard removing Pokemon. And, yeah, his 6 Pokemon that I predicted to bring, though, will be Crocodile, Jellicent, Typhlosion, Fracture, Comfey, and Medicham. And all of Lynx's content and whatnot are going to be in the description down below, so go ahead, give him some love. He's a cool guy. Either way, he does end up bringing some different stuff. He does not end up bringing that Typhlosion, which one of the people in my front office said that he more than likely wouldn't because it doesn't really have the best matchup against our team. So I'm honestly pretty happy he did not bring Typhlosion because that thing could put in some work against some of my team. Not against my whole entire team, but against the team that I'm bringing, it could put in a lot of work. He does end up bringing the ANORITH, so that is going to be the hazard removing and hazard setting Pokemon, without a doubt. And I believe that's definitely going to be his lead. ANORITH has to be his lead, so that's interesting. He does end up bringing the Explode. Doesn't end up bringing, he does not end up bringing the Fracture, which is very weird because I don't have a lot of stuff to really deal with dragons, as a lot of people have been taking advantage of. So I believe this is the first week where somebody does not end up bringing their dragon Pokemon, which is kind of insane. So you're doing the Crocodile, the Jellicent, Comfey, Medicham, Anorith, and Explode. That's interesting 6. I really was expecting him to bring the Fracture. That thing, after getting like 1D dance up, can really put in some work against my team. So again, kind of interesting that he did not bring that. With that being said, I really do expect him to lead off with his Anorith. I'm gonna lead off with my Tyrantrum over here and try to kind of bluff a little bit. I am Choice Scarf this week with my Tyrantrum, but I do have Stealth Rock on it at the same exact time. So I do want to put in some pressure against him and you know, go ahead and get some rocks up. He will more than likely switch out a Pokemon that is better equipped to take on Tyrantrum, or he's going to stay in and try to take a hit. So that's a good way for me to get up rocks, depending on what he leads off with as well. If he leads off with this Crocodile, that's not really the best for us, but we're going to see what he leads off with. That's going to be Beetlejuice. That will be the Anorith. Or no, actually, no, that's Crocodile. And it is Intimidate. Okay. Beetlejuice to Crocodile. Okay. It's not really the best lead for us, unfortunately. That was pretty much worst case scenario, I would say. But that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and switch out into Serena. I think that's just their best bet. I do with him bringing Medicham, I do want to keep my Configurigus healthy, and pretty much I'm hoping that he does not go for the knockoff first turn. That's pretty much what I'm hoping for. I think he's just gonna go for the rocks. I think he's just gonna go straight for the rocks. So that's why I'm gonna be at my Serena. See what he wants to go for. He's going to go for the rocks. Unfortunately, we do not have rapid spin, but that's okay. Over here, I am gonna pretty much just go for a power up, honestly, as nothing wants to pretty much come in on a power up. I don't think. Yeah, literally nothing wants to come in on a power up. So I'm just gonna go with the power up over here, see what he wants to do. We're not intimidated, so we're gonna be going with full-on powerful power whips that can OHKO this thing, that could put in a lot of work against pretty much anything on his team. The best switch for him would be Comfey, and Comfey is not going to appreciate taking one of these at all. And actually could not go for like Synthesis. Actually, no, it could go for Synthesis, but he can't really go for Draining Kiss against me. He can't really attack me any sort of way because of Queenly Majesty, which is super duper cool. It's actually something that we looked into a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, like I was saying with the P4G, guys, I don't really care if I end up losing all the rest of my games. I'm just here to have fun, so if we end up losing some games, I don't really mind. We're 2-1 so far, so I think we're doing a decent job with the whole entire winning thing, but if we don't really do a good job with the winning thing, it's not really too big of a deal to me. I want to have a good time for you guys, and I want to have a good time with you guys. So, yeah. My man Lynx is thinking far and wide to see what we're going to do, and if he ends up staying again, this thing is going to be gone, and he's going to go ahead and switch out, more than likely going to Comfey. He's going to go to Hawaii, which is Comfey. If I was about to say, if that wasn't Comfey, then I don't know what is Comfey. We're going to go for the power. We're going to land it. It's going to do pretty much about half. And it does do pretty much about half. And we're going to see that he is leftovers. So if he does not have Synthesis, which I would be very shocked if he didn't, Power-Up should be able to kill from this range. I'm just going to go for the Power-Up over here and see what he wants to do. Like I said, he cannot damage us because of us having Queenly Majesty. He could go for something like Toxic. I think no matter what, we should be able to outspeed him if he goes for anything aside from healing moves, because I doubt he has any sort of investment, and we are fully invested. So I'm just going to go for another power over here. He now knows that we are offensive Serena, which a lot of people do not expect offensive Serena. So he's going to go for the Draining Kiss, and he does not realize that Queenly Majesty is going to block that off. We're going to go for the power up, and that's going to go ahead and kill off the Comfey. So Queenly Majesty, an ability that a lot of people forget about, aside from doubles, is going to come through, and we're going to pick up a kill on Comfey, which is huge. Oh my goodness, dude. That's actually really, really hype. I would understand why some people may forget about that. I, for one, do forget about it having Queenly Majesty a lot. But Comfey ends up dying, and that's actually a huge thing, part of his team. That's actually something to come in against Tyrantrum. Not all the time. If he goes for Head Smash, now I can go for Dragon moves and not feel like I can go for Dragon moves. But honestly, looking at the rest of his team, aside from Medicham, I could use Head Smash on literally everything. So I don't really have a reason to go for Dragon Claw at this point in time. So Comfey going down is huge regardless of the fact. I could go for the Dragon Claw and do a ton of damage to his Medicham if, you know, I don't plan on going for Head Smash. But honestly, 10 times out of 10, you want to go for Head Smash with your Tyrantrum. So, yeah, at this point, I really don't know what he really wants to do. I really don't know what he wants to do. He's probably... I could see him on his side of the field kind of like, you know, beating himself up for forgetting about Queenly Majesty. But, like, that's the thing. Even though these games have been out for such a long time now, Gen 7, some people do forget about some of the things that were introduced in Gen 7. And, you know, it is what it is, man. It's how it is. We are AV, so if he wants to go into, let's say, like Exploud is not going to appreciate us using high jump kick and killing it. So he honestly does not have a switch into anything right now. He's going to go with the Dalsim, though, which is the Medicham. That's probably his best bet. Bringing out Medicham. And that is perfect timing for me to just kind of go, you know, to kind of just go out into our Cofagrigus. I could stay in, but if he goes for a high jump kick, he just kills me. If he goes for Fire Punch, it's going to do a ton of damage. If he goes for a Zen Headbutt, that's going to do more than I would like. So I'm just going to go out into Cofagrigus over here. It's just our switch out. It's just our switching 10 times out of 10. It takes away his ability, which is pure power, and it blocks out any sort of fighting moves he wants to go for. So it's quite beautiful. He's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. We'll see how much this does. It goes from 143 to 86. So 143, 87, I believe that was 86, which is 52. He could be Scarfed. But now we take away his pure power, so he's not going to be doing a lot of damage at all against us. At this point in time, I can just go for Toxic Spikes, which is what I'm going to go ahead and do. This is going to pressure him to want to go into ANORITH to get rid of the hazards at some point. And to which point, he can't get rid of hazards if I bring in Kafirigas 10 times out of 10. So it's very nice for us. He's going to be forced to switch out at this point, go into Speaker Box, which is the Explode. And I would 10 times out of 10 guess that this thing is more than likely going to just be a Boom Bursting Choice Spec set. And since that thing does have Scrappy, it will be able to use a Boom Burst on Kafirigas. Explode is a Pokemon that I actually really like. It's a really just a good Pokemon, and even though there are moves like Throat Chop to get rid of you know, voice-inducing or sound-inducing moves, it's still really good if you are not prepared for that. I could stand over here. I could take a hit. I don't think it's really worth it though. Actually, no. If he's choice best, it would kill me anyways. I know I'm not going to stay in though. There is no point of staying in at this point in time. The thing is that I do have, like I said before, an AV Serena, whereas I can take one hit. Unfortunately, I will not be able to take 2 hits from this thing. If I do go into Licky Licky, I could take 1 hit and be able to live another. I really don't know right now what my best move would be. I think my best move would more than likely just be going onto my into my Licky Licky. I think that's just my best bet right now. Plus, I do have Protect, so I can get extra leftovers HP back. So I'm going to go into my Licky Licky over here and try to take a Boom Burst from this thing. He's actually going to go for a Substitute, so this is a non-choice spec set. It's a subset. I like it. Very, very interesting. That's a very interesting set. That's a very interesting set. I'm just going to go for the Wish on this turn. He's going to go ahead and go for the Boom Burst. This is not going to do a lot of damage. He may be Silk Scarf. Does more damage than I like it to do, but honestly, not that much. It's actually better that he's not. It's actually better that he's not a choice spec set because Boom Burst is just such a menacing move. I'm just gonna go for the Protect over here. Kind of make him regret a little bit that he is a substitute set because I can literally just Wish and, in a way, I can kind of just get rid of his Boom Burst. Now that he knows that we have Protect, he may go for a different move after I go for Wish again. I'm obviously not just going to sit here and, you know, Wish Protect a billion times to get rid of his PP. But I'm going to kind of make him feel like he has to do something else and make him kind of over-predict a little bit. I'm just going to go for the Protect over here. Now he knows that we have it, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter too much. He's going to go for another Boom Burst. Now he only has 6 left. And at this point in time, I can go for another Wish. And I can safely live. This is safely a 3 KO, so I can just go for another Wish over here. He's going to go ahead and go for the Boom Burst again. We'll see how much this does exactly. Does 121. So that does 41%. That is about 41%. So I believe he would be a Silk Scarf set if I'm being honest. It just seems like that's Silk Scarf damage to me. Actually, no. He's probably max attack. No, if he's max special attack, then he's definitely not Silk Scarf. Which I believe he would be max special attack. So at this point in time, I'm just going to go ahead and just go for the Body Slam over here. He may just go for a different move right now. He's actually not going to go for a different move. He's actually just going to go straight for another Boom Burst. And which we are able to live. And we can just go for the Body Slam and get rid of his sub. This is going to definitely do enough damage to get rid of his sub. As Explode is not really the bulkiest of mons. Even with some investment. And now at this point we can see what he wants to do. Will he go for Substitute again, or will he just kind of switch out? At this point I do want to get some more HP back from leftovers, so I'm just going to go for a nice little Protect. See what he wants to do. He may go for like a Focus Blast. He's gonna go for another Boom Burst though, and we are able to block that off. Now he may just go for another substitute, which I'm okay with, because he's running out of Boom Burst now at this point. He's running, actually, no, I think Boom Burst is actually 10 PP. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it's 10 PP, so he actually has more than just 5. So my bad on that. My bad on that. He has more than I thought he would do, but that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. So now he's more than likely just going to go for the, he's more than likely just going to go for another substitute over here. I do have to go for the Protect, though, because, unfortunately, Wish from this range won't be able to, like, I won't be able to live another Boom Burst from this range. Actually, no. If he's not Silk Scarf, and he's doing about 41%, then it's a roll to kill me. I don't really want to take that. I don't really want to take that chance though, so I'm just gonna go for the Protect. He may take this chance to actually switch out, because he may think that I'm gutsy enough to just go for the Bison over here. If I were in his shoes, I would just go for another substitute over here though. But this is pretty much my Pokemon to take on Explode. So he's gonna switch out. So we're gonna get a free Wish off, which is super nice. He's gonna go back into his Medicham. And our Protect is going to fail. So over here, I can see what he wants to kind of put himself, pretty much lock himself into by going for another Protect, because Protect wasn't even used. T-Specs are going to be super nice, by the way, because it's going to be able to consistently get lots of damage off. So I'm just going to go for another Protect over here, see what he wants to lock himself into if he is Scarfed, which we don't know if he's Scarfed or not, but he may possibly be Scarfed. It's just basically to scout what he wants to do and what he wants to lock himself into if he is Scarfed. If he goes for like Zen Headbutt, then I can get a Wish off, which is way nice. Though I do not know 100% if he's Scarfed or not, which would be kind of an issue. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Protect over here. So what he wants to do. He's gonna go for the Zen. Because part of me does want to kind of get Cofagrigus back in there and get a Wish passed into it. If he goes for a high jump kick on this turn, that would just kill me. Now, if he is Drain Punch, let's say, it wouldn't kill me from this range. And like I said, I really doubt he has high jump kick. So I'm just gonna go for the Wish over here. He's going to use that Headbutt again, so I really think he's Scarfed. I really do feel that he's Scarfed. He does not flinch me, and that brings me down to 106 HP. So that did about 49%, which is either a higher roll or a higher roll Jolly, or is a low roll Adamant. I would imagine that he's Adamant Scarfed, potentially. I'm just going to go ahead and get a Wish off into my Cofagrigus at this point, get that thing to a lot of HP pretty much, and be able to pretty much take away his pure power, which is super nice. And really just put a lot of pressure onto him at this point. He's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. It's going to land. And we are going to get pure power out of the way, get Mummy up in there, and get a ton of HP back from that fat Wish. And that's gonna be so nice for Cofagrigus, just getting so much HP back. And at this point, I can just go for a nice little Hex, or I could go for a knockoff. I don't think wants to stay in. He'll more than likely switch out and Explode. So I'm just gonna go for the knockoff on this turn and pretty much knock off whatever item. Whatever item he wants to bring in any Pokemon for. If he stays in with Medicham, Medicham will not be appreciating a knockoff into poison damage, and pretty much will be doing no damage to me whatsoever. This is why I love Cofagrigus. It's such a Medicham, such a Mega Medicham counter. He's gonna go into his Crocodile, so we're gonna go ahead and knock off whatever item this Crocodile has, which is pretty nice actually. And this thing's gonna get intimidated, which does not really care about being intimidated. So I'm just gonna go for the knockoff over here, see what he is holding. I believe he's Z move, because that did literally nothing. Oh no, he's actually leftovers. Okay. So Crocodile is leftovers, which was now knocked off, so now he has nothing. So now we kind of know that he is a defensive Crocodile. More than likely a physical defensive Crocodile, which is nice to know. I'd imagine he's probably physically defensive. As far as things go, I could stay in and just go for Hex, or I can just stay in and paint split him. I just don't know if that's too worth it. As Metacham is still around, I don't really want this thing to kind of just get free hits off. At the same time, I do not want my Serena to get knocked off either, because it does have the AV. So I may stay in and go for a paint split at this point. And see what he wants to do. It's probably not the best idea, but I am going to go for it. I kind of want to see what he wants to do. He's going to go for the taunts. Okay. So he actually predicted me to stay in and probably go for like another layer of like T-spikes or something. Okay. Interesting move. Interesting move. So yeah, Stealth Rock and taunts. There's 99.9% like possibility for him having that knockoff. He definitely will just go for the knockoff. Part of me just kind of wants to bring in my Articuno. But that's just not a really good idea. I kind of wish that we brought Z Articuno this week, because we were thinking about it, but we did bring Charty Berry scent just in case anything wants to go for a rock move. Part of me kind of just wants to still stay in despite being taunted, and just go for actually no, that's just not a good idea. I think we kind of just have to switch out. Nothing really wants to be knocked off, or just nothing really wants to go against Crocodile. Period. This is a bit tough. I think I will just go on into my Serena though, on a knockoff. I really wish I just went into Serena in the first place. He's gonna go for the Pursuit. Okay, so we did get Pursuit Trap, which is kind of cool. Cool set. So we know he doesn't have knockoff at that point, which is actually really interesting. But at the same time, that sucks for him, because now I go into Serena for free, and Serena is just so good against this team. Serena is just so good against this team. At this point, I'm just gonna go for the I'm just gonna go for the Player, honestly. I think just going for Player would probably just be my best bet. If he's defensive, I'm sure from this range we still will kill. He's about at 60% health. No, I think I should just go for Power Whip. I don't think it even kills. And especially if this thing is bulky, I'm just going to go for the Power Whip in case he just decides to stay in. I doubt he will stay in. But Power Whip is overall just my strongest move anyways. So going for Play Rough on like Explode coming in probably would not really be the smartest thing anyways. And in that case, I don't really have to risk a high jump miss if I go into if I use high jump kick into him. So if he goes to Expound on this turn, then I can just Power Whip into like knockoff, or Power Whip into like Play Rough. Or maybe Power Whip will just do a ton of damage in itself, because he's already taken like 25%. He's gonna switch out there. He's probably gonna go to Explode or ANORITH. All no name. So that's going to be the Jellicent. He brings in the Jellicent against me, and we do land a Power Whip. That may just kill him outright. And that will just kill him outright. Serena grabs its second kill of the game. kills Jellicent. Serena's second game of the season, and it's making a statement. No switch-ins for the opponent at all. Now, will he bring in Medicham again? Or not is the question. Because I believe he is Choice Scarfed. Medicham, I'm like very sure at this point that it is Choice Scarfed. I mean, for this case, it wouldn't really matter too much because it's faster than me if it's Jolly max speed anyways. I kind of hope he brings in Explode. I really do hope. But high jump kick is a set. It is a move that a lot of people do kind of anticipate. So yeah, he's gonna go back into to Medicham, I should say. It was a smart move for him to go for the pursuit to get that chip damage on Koff, because now we can't take 2 Zen headbutts, unfortunately. I could stay in against this thing and take a Zen headbutt. I'm just worried about the flinch. I don't really think it's worth like the flinch chance. And like I said, we don't outspeed this thing no matter what. So at this point, I'm just gonna go back to my Rodriguez. I think it's just my best play, really. It's just my best play 20 times out of 10. Like I brought my Rodriguez for this thing specifically, and it's been able to come in more times than 2 times. This is the 3rd time now, so it's worth it. And he's actually going to miss the Zen headbutt, which is huge. It is 90% accurate, and he has landed all of his Zen headbutts so far, so it was bound to miss at some point. It just sucks, man. I don't want that to happen. I don't like those type of misses happening. It really sucks. I do feel bad about that. Not much I can really do about it. I'm the opponent. You know, there's not much that can, you know, really be said and done about that, unfortunately. At this point, I can just probably go for a knockoff. Actually, knockout probably would just not even be a good move. I just don't know if he really wants to let this thing die outright right now. I don't think it's really worth it for him. So I'm just gonna go for the knockoff over here. I don't think he's gonna stay in. I don't think so. I don't think whenever you have Explode, why would you just go in? Why would you not just go into Explode? Like why would you let this thing just die to a ghost move? Like he has to go into Explode. And I could make an aggressive double over here and expect the Explode to come in. He's actually just going to stay in, okay. So he's just going to go ahead and stay in. And we're going to take his pure power ability. And we are not going to get flinched again. So we're getting kind of lucky over here. We're going to knock off his Choice Scarf. And, yeah. Poison may just kill him over here. Now, he ends up living with, like, pretty much, like, 2 or 3 HP. So he's definitely just going to let this thing die. Now, the question is that will we be able to live a Zen headbutt from this range? That first miss was huge. Very, very much mattered. So I do feel bad about that. But, you know what? Not much can be done about that. Yeah, we can live a Zen headbutt at this range because we took his pure power. We actually can live. So I'm just gonna get another layer of T-spikes up in case he wants to bring in Explode and we get another layer of T-spikes. If we end up if Zamba ends up flinching us, that's, you know, perfectly fine. But we are not gonna get flinched again, and we're just gonna go for another layer of T-spikes. And Medicham is gonna die to the T-spikes over here. So that's gonna be Rodriguez's kill regardless. So Rodriguez kills a Medicham. So it did its job perfectly. We took out the Medicham, which that was what we needed it to do. And now if Explode wants to come in, it's going to be taking toxic damage. And it's actually going to come in over here and take toxic damage. I know this thing is faster than me. Like, ANORITH actually has like 70 speed, which is kind of weird. I'm going to more than likely die to Rock's entry anyways. Yeah, I actually exactly died to Rock's entry because we're at 12% HP. And Rock's always does 12% at least. So Kind of sucks that we're going to be dying to entry. If we're just a little bit higher with HP, we would be able to live. He's actually going for the Rock Polish. Rock Polish ANORITH. Hello. Well, I go in for Pain Split, so I'm going to take that HP. He doesn't have a lot of it, but I am going to take it. Rock Polish ANORITH. This is why I love this league, man. We're going to be seeing Rock Polish ANORITH. I never thought I would say the two things in the same sentence. That is crazy. That is ridiculous. I'm going to go for the Hex over here. I think he forgot I have Pain Split. He's going to go for Swords Dance. He's Swords Dance, Rock Polish. I have Hex. He's poisoned. This should more than likely kill him. I think he just wanted to show that off. Yeah. I think he just wanted to show that off. Or maybe that was like his last ditch effort to want to win. Kind of interesting, man. I think he just wanted to show that off. You know what? Props to Lynx, man. Rock Polish, Swords Dance, ANORITH, man. And he couldn't use Rapid Spin because we're a Ghost. He's gonna just go back into his Kopf over here. And now that I know that Kopf has Pursued, I have no reason to switch out. And you know, we already had our answer. You know, we already had Medicham die, which is the reason why we even brought Kopf. So I could just leave this thing in and just go for Hex. He may just go for a Ton over here. He's just gonna go straight for the Earthquake. Okay, that's cool. That actually does pretty much nothing. This is super defensive Crocodile. We're just gonna go for the Hex. It's not gonna do a lot, but it does damage. And since this isn't toxic damage, these poison turns will actually do a lot of damage. Yeah, so one more Hex will kill him if we end up living in Earthquake. He may just go for the Pursuit over here. I think Earthquake's just a stronger move though. This match has been insane, dude. This match has been super insane. He's just gonna go for the Pursuit. I don't know if that kills us or not, because we're not switching out. No, that does nothing. Rodriguez is about to have 3 kills in this match. That is crazy. Rodriguez is about to have 3 kills on this match. What a freaking monster, dude. Rodriguez kills Crocodile. That is insane. And last but not least, he has Explode, which is not choice specs. At this point, he more than likely would just go for like a substitute, knowing that he can kind of just go for it for free. The problem with him going for substitute now is that he has toxic damage pretty much being put onto him. I have no reason to stay in. I have literally 0 reason to stay in at this point. Now, let's say he's like, I'm pretty sure he's probably max HP, max special attack. My question is, can I bring in Articuno against this thing? Does Boomburst? Yeah, Boomburst would kill if I bring it in. Yeah, I think I should just go into Tyrantrum, honestly. Because if he doesn't go for sub in this turn, then that's really nice. Because I could just go with Head Smash the next turn. And I haven't really had fun with Head Smash this season so far. We got destroyed by Leo last week, and Umbreon Curse was just like, you know, walling our Head Smash. So I want to have some fun with this thing a little bit. So I'm just going to go into my... He actually has Surf. So he's going to use Surf on this turn, predicting... I'm guessing because it would do more than Boomburst would. And I'm just going to go for the Head Smash, man, and see if we can land a Head Smash. We are going to go ahead and land a Head Smash, and that should be able to take out the Explode. And ladies and gentlemen, we have brought out a 6-0 victory over LynxForte. I don't know how much I really deserve that 6-0 over Zen Headbutt missing, Zen Headbutt, you know, not flinching me at all. That's all RNG. That's not really on me. But I felt like we had lots of momentum that match. Rodriguez put in so much work, and even if it didn't end up, you know, even if Zen Headbutt, like, even if he got 2 Zen Headbutts in a row against my Rodriguez, I still would have just been able to go into something else and been able to pretty much take on the Medicham and poison damage would have ended up racking up anyways. So I had my answers. And yeah, pretty much, I don't know, man, that was a good game against Lynx. He tried bringing ANORITH with Rock Polish Swords Dance, and that was pretty funny. If we didn't have Hex, that would have been an issue. But we didn't have Hex piled up with the poison, just putting in a lot of work, and Pain Split also just taking up a ton of HP back. And yeah, either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like. We also have merch, guys, so if you're interested in getting a shirt or getting a plushie, they are pretty much limited time only in the description down below. The shirt's not limited time only, though. The plushie is. Sorry for rubbing it to my mic. So if you guys are interested, be sure to grab one whenever you can. I'll catch you guys later, though. Peace out.